What's up, everybody? Welcome to Deal Flow Live with House of Bad. Sorry, I had a connection issue here in the mountains. Beautiful Colorado Springs is just awesome. Love it. But if you're new here, I'm Brittany, your traveling Dispo partner, dispoing deals nationwide while my wife and I take our boys on the road for sure all of 2026. Who knows how much longer we'll go after that, but we're having a lot of fun doing this. Tonight, like I said, we're in Colorado Springs. It's beautiful. We were in Denver 2 weeks ago. This is our last week here in Colorado Springs. We're sad to leave this place, but excited for our next move, which will be to Salt Lake City. But tonight, we are doing some things just differently. I love to do what I do where I call buyers live to sell a real wholesale deal in real time for you guys to watch. I'm also going to discuss a little bit about just some of the things that I have seen personally when JV partners hand us deals. They do the handoff, and this is, all the things that they cover. I'm always wanting to look to make sure that we make that a smooth process. So I want to go over a little bit about some of the things that we've seen when talking to our JV partners, how to make that a smoother process so it doesn't hang up the deal. So stick around, guys. I'm excited to share a little bit with you guys about what we're doing, how we've been doing it. But if you are new, please drop a hello in the chat. If you're not new, still drop a hello in the chat. Would love to hear from you guys where you're at. Caesar, let's go, buddy. But yeah, drop a hello and please let me know, man, where are you listening in from? Are you a wholesaler? Are you a buyer? Just love to know where you're at in your journey and how maybe we can help you guys. So anyway, just wanted to get started here, give you guys a few more seconds to get going. Say hello, like I said. What's up, Beth? Good to see you. And let me get rolling in just a few seconds. Sorry, my internet kind of threw me off for a second, so I'm about to fix this for you all. I'm going on my hotspot because I don't want to lose connection with you guys. So let's go with this real quick and do this. Sorry about that, guys. And all right. Rick, what's up, buddy? Good to see you guys all here. Loving it. All right, let's drop this down. And okay. Like that. There we go. All right. Okay. Okay, guys. So what I want to cover with you guys before we get going is whenever we do a handoff. So we actually have a JV submission link that we give to all of our JV partners. And what that does for us is that gives us just visibility to the property, how you guys described it per the conversation with the seller. So on the acquisition side, it's really important because I'll tell you one thing that I've seen. A lot of people will call me or text me and say, hey, I've got this amazing deal. Here's the detail. Here's the address and here's the photos. And I was like, that's great. But sometimes there's additions that have happened. There's, changes from what county record shows because it didn't permit it properly, all the things that change the deal. And so we always need to know exact square footage. And whenever some of our JV partners are like, but it's in like Zillow or it's listed on PropStream because we use PropStream a lot. And I'm like, well, that's actually accurate information based on what county records knows about the property. But what the difference is that the square footage changes everything. The bed bath count changes everything, and so that's pertinent information that we need to have to give to our investors on the buying side as a dispo team. So if we don't have that clear up front, the comps change, all that stuff changes for us. So as a JV partner on the front end, it's really important whenever we send out our JV link, it's going to ask you for the bed bath count. It's going to ask you for the square footage. It's going to ask you for a photo link. And that doesn't mean pulling, Zillow photos from 5 years ago. It's like that gives us a little bit of an insight of what the property does look like. 5 years ago. But guys, I mean, if you've lived in a property or had a tenant live in a property for 5 years, it doesn't look the same. And I promise you that for sure. So it's always important to get us that detail of information, getting exact bed bath count. Did they do any additions? Was it permitted? What is the square footage? Sometimes they'll tell you whenever you're calling, and I'm sure you've had this as an acquisitions partner. What's up, Artie? What's up, Cynthia? What's up, guys? I'm so excited you guys are all here. But anyway, as an acquisitions partner, you guys know, I'm sure whenever you call the sellers and when you're trying to comp with them while they're on the phone, if you're doing, just like if you're comping with a seller, you're going to see that there's sometimes discrepancies in the square footage. You'll be talking to them on the phone. You'll be like, oh, hey, so you have a 3-bed, 1-bath, 1,200 square foot property. And they're going to go, well, actually, no. And then they'll tell you that it's probably got more square footage. Or it's a 3-2 and they've never changed the county records. So make sure that you guys are getting that detailed information, because not always Zillow and PropStream have it accurate. So that's one thing that I would note. Second thing, guys, photos are huge. Photos are huge because that makes your deal sellable quicker. Okay. So if we don't have like updated photos, that's like me trying to sell a car that I've driven for 10 years without photos to a buyer that just wants to buy my car. So if I have a buyer, if I post my car on Facebook without photos, do you think I'm going to get anybody that's really going to want to come check out my car? But if I post really clean pictures, maybe of 5 years old or 5 years ago, they're going to be all over me. And then they go look at the car, they come over and they go, hey, I want to check out your car. And I like, here it is. And they're like, this doesn't look anything like the photos. But if I have real-time photos of, hey, this is the condition of my photo of my car. This is the dings. Here's the dents. Here's the whatever, paint chip. Here's the window crack. Who knows? This button doesn't work anymore. If you've painted that picture for them, then they're going to know what they're coming to see. So I hope that helps to really paint a picture for you guys on why it's so important to get photos, even if it means that you guys have to spend a little bit of money. There's tips and tricks that I can share with you guys on how to get photos. You don't have to, pay a bunch of money for investor boots to go take your photos. If it's somewhat of a decent area, dude, you guys can get photos from calling or ordering DoorDash. Put a Starbucks order to DoorDash to that property and message the DoorDasher and say, hey, keep the Starbucks. Here's an extra tip if you can give me photos of the interior and exterior, if it's a vacant property, of course. And dude, they will send you a ton of photos. They'll probably send you videos too. They'll do whatever you ask because you're just going to throw them an extra tip, and they would love that. And they get the Starbucks. So, just a couple of tips there. But like I said, photos are everything. So if you guys have any questions about that or why I feel like it's so important to have photos, please ask me. But it is 1,000% so much easier to sell your deal when you guys hand us a deal that already has the photos that are in real time of what this property looks like. Again, because we're painting a picture to an investor of what this property looks like, as opposed to the word back in the day was catfish. We're not going to try to send them a property of hey, this is what the condition looked like 5 years ago. It doesn't look like that now, but why don't you go to the property and maybe snap some photos for me and show me what it looks like? That doesn't necessarily work. We do have some buyers that we can call them and be like, hey, we don't have photos. We have a good relationship with you. Any chance if you want this, you could take it down yourself. But if not, maybe you just exchange some photos to me, for just walking the property. So that works very few and far between. We have done that before. It just doesn't work the best. It'll just slow your deal down. So how quick do you guys want to get this closed and funded is the question. Also, any title issues, try to find out, when you are on the phone with your seller, hey, do you know if there's any back taxes, any liens, any, title issues that they would know of, right? And not that you're going to be able to dig, like title does, but at least you could get the seller talking about maybe some of those things to find out if there is something that you guys are needing to already kind of red flag or help us to know, right? Because then we would throw this into title immediately and start digging through that stuff. So that way we can get this closed and funded as quickly as possible. Because buyers also don't like to sit around with earnest money held up in escrow while they're waiting for their property to get clear title. If that makes sense. If you guys have questions about any of this stuff, please let me know. But also, good. A couple of other things. I'm just kind of reading some thoughts that I put down, but a couple of other things for you guys. If there is a tenant in there, is what's the post occupancy needs? So meaning like, is a tenant going to stay? Is a tenant going to vacate the property? Do we need a lease back or escrow holdback? Those are all different strategies for the seller if they're owner occupied. There's a couple of different strategies if it's tenant occupied. So definitely important to know those things. Also, rent rates, like for the area, if it is a rental property, what is the tenant paying right now? And then you would want to do your due diligence of digging into it and finding out what the rent rate would be once they flip it. All right. Also, if it's being used as like a buy and hold for this landlord, what's the rent rolls? Like kind of like showing a history of the property itself, of what the tenants have been paying up to this point. And then if you do have, you should have, as a JV partner, you should have comps and your ARV of what you're using. We definitely need all that information because it helps us to see what you saw. It helps us to maybe even educate a JV partner if there was a discrepancy. Meaning that if you sent me a comp and I look at it and I'm like, I can see where you got that number as your ARV, but I can't use that as a comp. And I would call you, like our team will call you guys and say like, hey, let's talk about how we comp our deals. Because we're very tight on our mile radius. We only do like 0.25 miles if we can. Sometimes we have to, go out a little further because that's just normal, right? You got to go out a little further if you have like more rural properties. And it's harder to find comps that way. Those are always really hard to comp and underwrite. So, don't be, sorry, I got a call coming in. Don't feel bad. Like if you're like, oh, I totally missed the mark on the ARV, dude, we've all been there. I'm still there. Like I'll be pulling up, comps and ARVs and I'm like, I have no clue. I don't know how to do this. And that's why we have a team, because I'm like, hey, check this property out. And then I'm like, oh, you got that ARV. How did you get that? So I'm always learning too, guys. So, but anyway, the comps and the ARV is really important too. Any major issues, like, we always want to know the majors, the condition of the majors. So that's why I'm saying paint that picture to us so we can paint the picture to the buyer. So we need to know the condition of the majors. How's the foundation? How's the water heater, the HVAC, the roof? Is there any leaks that we know of? Just all the things, guys. So I hope that helps. And I hope the car analogy really helped. Give me a thumbs up if you're liking like what I'm kind of explaining. If you have questions so far, please let me know. Because I'm all about wanting to help from our experience of how we can help our JV partners be better on the front end, and how we can make this such a smoother transition from acquisitions to a dispo house if you use them, or if you use a dispo partner. If you just have like, one person that does your dispo for you, fantastic. Guys, also, when you are looking to JV, make sure that you feel comfortable with the person that you're partnering with, guys, because if you don't feel like they're going to work your deal, it's on you, because the seller is communicating with you. Okay. So what I'm asking for you guys to do as acquisitions is, if you're going to pass your property off to somebody else, you're still tied to that seller. You are, it's important to make sure that you've built a good relationship. And if you feel that your property isn't getting moved the way it needs to, or it's not getting attention the way it needs to, then it's your job to take care of the communication with your JV partner. Whether it be us or somebody else, please like talk to us. If it's us and all of a sudden like there's lack of communication, call us, text us. We generally are really good at communicating all the feedback and letting everyone know. But if you're not getting feedback from somebody as your JV partner, that's a red flag, because you are now ruining your reputation with the seller. And as wholesalers, guys, please don't do that. Don't do that to your sellers. Imagine you guys trying to sell one of your biggest assets of your life, and you have somebody that locks you up under contract and you never hear from them. We get this all the time. We talk to so many sellers and so many buyers, and we hear these nightmare stories. So just, man, don't be that way. A lot of us listening right now, there's a ton of us in here from Titanium University. And like one of the biggest things that RJ Bates talks about is being like changing the industry. Let's lose the negativity around wholesaling, but we can't do that if we don't have an army, fighting against us. We have a ton of people out there that need to understand that we are transparent about wholesaling. and that this is what we're doing for, for the sellers, and that we are going to tap into our network of buyers, and that we aren't going to be the buyer. All of that to say, if this is all new for you guys, I have a Titanium University link. This is like my one shout out that I ever make about Titanium. Dude, hit the link and learn about RJ Bates and what he's doing in the industry, because what he has got going on is absolutely fire. So many people that are in this right now are listening and learning from RJ as well, because literally they're changing the industry, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. But if you guys have questions, or if you're new to wholesaling and you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the link, please, because it's game changer, and you will build a better relationship with your sellers on the front end, and you will actually get better property or better discounts on your properties with your sellers, because you're already just exposing yourself as who you are and what you do. So RJ Bates is Amanda was talking about. Yes, Cassie. My bad, Danielle. I got it. Yes, Cassie. She's the comping queen. She's like, I learned from her. I actually learned from Danielle too. I continue to soak up as much information as I can from the comping queens that I just mentioned. But guys, Cassie and RJ are just moving mountains in the industry. So I didn't mean to leave Cassie out of this, but they're every reason why, we are, making this massive wave in wholesaling and creating change as well. So anyway, all that to say, guys, I'm excited to show you guys the property that we have going tonight. Let's see. Oh, another one. Sorry. Another thought as something to pass off to your JV partner. If you know this has been on the MLS, which you should know, because you should be digging into your property well enough to know if this was on the MLS. We need to know if it was on the MLS, how long it was on, what price point it failed at. Did it fail or did it get taken off? Why did it get taken off? Those are all things you should be talking to your seller about anyway. But all that to say, it's just super important to paint a really good picture to your JV partners, whoever it is, so that way they can sell your deal. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. Please drop any questions you have about that content right now while I'm pulling up all of this for you guys to know what properties we're going to be working on tonight. But that was a lot to take in. But if you guys want me to go over anything else, please feel free to shout out. And yeah, this part, I got you, Danielle. All right, cool. So guys, if you're a wholesaler and you want to JV with us, please either drop a chat in the comments saying JV with me, or you can find me on social media and just send me a DM, JV with me. We're happy to help you guys. If you're a buyer, I would love to know where you guys buy at, what states, maybe what markets in those states specifically. We do nationwide wholesaling, so we're always looking to collect new buyers. We'd love to build relationships with our buyers, so that way we can send more deals to our buyers. So anyway, hope that helps. But here we are tonight. We're going to go over a deal in Texas, very hot market. It's just outside of Austin. And I'm going to pull this up for you guys so you guys can take a look at it and get an idea of what my market packet looks like. All right. So let's add this one. This is a wholesale, by the way. It's a cross between, if you don't know what it means, it's a cross between a wholesale and a retail property. So it doesn't need too much work. And let me just screen share this. All right. And right here. What's up, Jared? All right. I'm coming to Utah for you guys. Donovan, see you guys both. Is it Jared? Yeah, Jared. Sorry, getting lost in the comments. All right. Add this to the stage. All right, guys. So here we are. This is a huge property, by the way. Let me go back. Yeah. So this is a $1.2 million property for the ARV. We're asking $251. Wow. Sorry, guys. $951. Don't ask how my day has gone. All right. The main property, you can see it's big. We're at basically 4,600 square feet, 5-bed, 5.5 bath. The lot size, decent. That's what you're going to get in Texas. Yeah, I would take it for 251 too. That would be a party house for all of us. But this is just kind of the information that we send. This is what we send to our investors. This is how we build out our packet. This is why it's super important to have all the information in the marketing packet. But you can see that it's a 2020 build. So we shouldn't, fingers crossed, shouldn't have any issues being a 6-year-old property. So you can see that none of this has issues. The exterior, beautiful. They're the best in the neighborhood. Sorry if you can hear my dogs. And then fresh paint would make it even better. But that's what we're talking about, is being a wholesale, because it doesn't require an entire flip to make this to hit that $1.2 million ARV. All right. So I hope that helps. And then also, just grab a photo link for you guys. We're going to push these out. Let you guys see this as well. Share this tab so you guys can see the photos. Oh, shoot. I didn't know about this. All right. So we are going to need, unless there's something in the packet about this being fixed, but we are going to need this to get fixed. Interesting. I wonder what happened there. Looks like that car hit it. Anyway, these are the exterior. Looks like we're just going to need to fix the brick by the garage. But obviously, you guys can see this is an amazing house. Interior. I know that as our wholesale deals, whenever we're calling sellers, we're not looking at properties like this generally. So this is definitely a breath of fresh air to look at a property like this. But beautiful, beautiful landscape, beautiful area. This is so pretty. I would definitely take this one for 251. Yeah, Danielle. Okay, good to know. This referring to the garage door, that photo was not there yesterday. So we're going to change the market packet. So that way, whenever I push this out to our buyers, they will know. But man, oh man, look how pretty this is. That's why we say this is going to be a wholesale. So yeah, you guys are getting the idea of what this looks like. Huge property. I love this property. Anybody else want to buy it for 251? We could make this a fun house for sure. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, making sure there's no other surprises in these photos before we move on. Look at those windows. Those are gorgeous. All right. Just kind of going through, and I wonder if the puppy comes with the house. I love dogs. All right, that's all the photos. So no new surprises other than the garage. So we're gonna have to talk to the JV partner about that. But that's what you guys are seeing there. And then let's go back and just kind of give you a bigger picture on what we put at the end of our market packet. My screen share again. So we have the photo link, like I showed you, right there in the middle of page 1. And then we just add a little bit of like investor insight, just helping them to kind of see, when an investor is reading this, we want to like paint a picture of what this really looks like. A wholesale play with strong spread. This is our asking price. This is the ARV, creating built-in equity, just kind of giving them a little bit of what this looks like. Showstopper property, just kind of helping them to be like, hey, these are some really good highlights. This is in the Treviso community, so you can see that, and making sure that whenever we are painting the picture to the investor, and as we get down, we kind of do a summary of what the investor takeaway is. And then at the bottom, you can just see right here, this is by appointment only. It's for an assignable contract. And we made our EMD higher than we normally do because this is a bigger property. 10K EMD is not that hard to be asking for whenever you've got a $951,000 property we're selling. And then you can see that close is on February 24th. And I'm actually going to make sure, because I know that the seller is wanting to stay in the property for 30 days after. So we will need to make note of that as well. So whenever I talk to the buyers, I'll let them know that we are needing a lease back. And that's exactly what I kind of told you guys whenever we started this, was it is important for us to talk to them, paint the picture as a JV, what kind of exit strategy this is looking like. So, all right, here we go. Are you guys ready? We are jumping in real quick, make some dials, and hopefully get a buyer on the hook here to walk the property and get them excited about this property here. So I'm gonna pull this up. I'm having such slow internet. I hope I'm not breaking up on my end to you guys. You guys can hear me really well. At least give me like a thumbs up or something. All right. So let's see here what we've got. Okay. Is that a thumbs up, Daniel? All right, let's go pull these buyers for this property, Leander. Also, if you guys have questions about what CRMs to use or whatnot, we actually currently use Simply, and this is how we keep all of our properties separated from each other and just keep everything filed and all of our buyers separate. So it's really helpful. Stupid simple. I think that's why they called it Simply, but it's just easy for you to be able to filter through these and find your buyers pretty quickly in certain markets. So that's definitely one thing I've really enjoyed about it. And then going through the list with the buyers, I can pull just separate buyers for certain markets. And I can shoot out like bulk texts. I can send out individual texts and stuff like that. So if you have any questions about any of that, would love to chat about that if you need help with it. But let's call our first buyer. Looks like it's going to be Jacob. All right. Let's see here.
Hello.
Hey, Jacob, it's Brittany. How are you?
I think I'm good, Brittany. How are you?
I am awesome. Hey, I was the one that sent you just the text there about that property in Leander. Just wanted to see if you were able to access that link. All right.
I haven't been able to check. I came to Denver or Aspen for the X Games, and kind of stranded here in Denver, so I was going to check it out tomorrow when I got back in Austin.
Awesome. Yeah, so cool. I'm actually in Colorado Springs right now myself, so we're not too far apart.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's
we're
awesome.
In the same boat.
Yeah, totally cool. Well, enjoy your trip, and I shot you the link right there. It's just getting pushed out tonight, so we're getting a little bit of traction already. So if you have any interest on this, let's connect tomorrow when you get back.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Awesome.
Thank you, Brittany.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Dude, that guy's in Aspen right now for the X Games. That's pretty cool. So yeah, if you guys kind of heard how I was doing that with that guy, I was just kind of letting him know that we're already starting to get traction on it, because we are, and just kind of wanted to create a little bit of a sense of urgency so that way he didn't feel like he had just a ton of time to take his sweet time on this property. So I definitely always do that whenever I'm chatting with buyers, letting them know like, hey, it is available right now, but when would be a good time for us to connect, because this won't last long, kind of scenario. Okay. So let's give this next one a call. And like I said, guys, I think I've said this over and over with you guys before, but please let me know if you guys have any questions. Just drop them in the comments. I'll definitely answer as we go. So, all right.
Hi, if you record your name and reason for calling, I'll see if this person is available.
Brittany, regarding an off-market property in Leander. Absolutely love AI bots. Let's see if they
Thanks.
connect with me.
Please stay on the line.
Probably not.
I'm sorry, this person is not available. If you would like to leave an additional message, please reply after the tone.
Hey there, my name is Brittany. I'm actually calling. I just sent you a text about a property in Leander, and I was just calling to follow up to see if this is a market that you're buying in at the moment. Would love to be able to connect with you on this one and get some feedback. You can give me a call back at this number or shoot me a text. Thank you. Have a great night. All right, guys, and always dropping a text as well saying, hey, just tried calling. Wanted to see if you are still buying in Leander. At the moment, would love to connect. There you go. Drop that. Send. Okay, and let's move on. Next buyer. Man, I really want to be in Aspen. I've never been. If anyone has been, that's awesome. I think it's like, I think a lot of people say it's not all that it's chalked up to be, but I think probably just for the views alone, it'd probably be worth just the drive. All right, let's call Jasmine.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Bummer.
The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Jasmine, my name is Brittany. I'm actually calling. I have a great property in Leander that I just wanted to connect with you on to see if you're still buying in that market. Would love to be able to get some feedback from you on this one. You can give me a call back at this number or shoot me a text. Thank you. Have a great night. Ooh, how do I decide if the deal will be a good fit for you? Good question. So I think there's a couple of different ways. If you're a new JV partner trying to dispo deals, I think that it's very important to be, I would say maybe not, in my opinion, this is my opinion though, not to be super selective because you maybe just need to get the reps in, just like acquisitions needs to get the reps in on their seller calls. It's important for a dispo partner to get the reps in for, so touch base with that one in a minute. But anyway, so it's super important, I think, if you're new, wanting to do dispo, I think not making sure that obviously the comps, you see the comps and that the numbers make sense. So they always have to make sense. You can't be, blasting out deals or trying to dispo deals where the numbers just aren't there. That's where wholesalers get a bad rep. But if the ARV is good, you got photos, the comps match, I say run it. That's for new JV dispo partners. If it's like for us specifically, if you're asking about me specifically and how we decide if the deal will be a good fit, honestly, we really, as long as the numbers pan out, we always look for a couple of things. We look to see what the population is. And so we really need for us to be able to paint a picture to our JV partner of how long we would anticipate this to be. If it's a rural property, we really need to set the expectation to the JV partner that, hey, this is going to be like more of like finding a unicorn buyer, but we still will work the deal if the numbers make sense. Whether or not like there's a 5K spread or a 20K spread or even a 3K spread, like we work the deals because it's the seller that is needing this property gone. Has nothing to do with how much money is in our bank account. It has everything to do with helping the sellers out, in our opinion. So that's one thing that we look at is like the population and painting a picture of whether or not we think this can move. There's always going to be expectations on whether or not the liens are big. And if we think this can move, we would need to dive into those things. So we always got to double check to see, hey, can this move at this price point with the liens involved and all the things? And so that's why it's super important for you guys on the front side as acquisitions to make sure that you are painting that picture, so that way we really can decide if this is going to be a good deal or not. But guys, understand that for us as a dispo house, we've seen, we've seen a lot of deals, like a ton of deals. We've closed and funded 7 this month, which sounds like awesome. But guys, we had 18 in the pipeline. We haven't closed them all yet. They always have title issues, or they always have, screwy things that happens. This is exactly why the sellers are raising their hand to sell quick for cash, if you guys haven't picked up on that yet. So we have so many to still work through. But if that helps, I hope that helps. If you have any further question on that, but how we decide specifically if it's a good fit for us is we want to make sure that we have buyers in that area. If it looks like it's a popular spot, we will run it. If it's not a popular spot, then you know what? Hey, we just have to work a little harder. But we're willing to work the deal as long as the numbers make sense, regardless of the population. We just have to set the standards a little bit to the JV partner to expect that this is going to take longer. So hopefully that helps. Good question though. All right, let's call, who's next? Shiv, S-H-I-V, Shiv. Hopefully I don't pronounce that wrong. Let's go, Shiv.
Please leave your message for 646-209-8114.
Hey there, my name is Brittany. I'm actually calling. I have a great property in Leander that I just wanted to connect with you on to see if you're buying in that market. I would love to get some feedback from you on this one. You can give me a call back at this number, or you can shoot me a text. Thank you. Have a great night. LT, I just saw you visited Aspen. I'm jealous. I'm like here in Colorado, and I haven't got a chance to get up really into like the mountains. I've really just kind of spent a lot of my time here in like the Denver and Colorado Springs area. But I definitely will be back. I'm really liking it here. All right, next buyer, Ohad. Man, these names are getting me today. Fingers crossed.
Hi, I'm call assist by Google, recording this call for the person you're trying to reach. Before I try to connect you, can I ask what you're calling about?
Brittany, regarding an off-market property in Leander. Hoping
Unfortunately, the person you're calling cannot take your call right now. Have a nice day.
Can't even leave a message? All right, drop him a text. How rude. Dude, how many of you guys are enjoying the AI bots? Who uses the AI bots on your phone? I'm curious. Do you guys use it or do you not like it? That's a big question. I'm going to ask it right now. There you go. I'm curious. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. All right. Let's call Alexia. Nope. An AI bot.
Call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hi, this message is for Alexia. My name is Brittany. I'm actually calling. I have a great property in Leander that I just wanted to connect with you on to see if you were buying in that market at the moment. You can give me a call back at this number or shoot me a text. Thank you. Have a great night. Everyone's being shy. Oh, okay. Here we go. Definitely don't like it and hate it. I always stumble on what to say. I had so many of those today. Dude, no joke. And as an acquisitions person trying to call and then the AI answers and you're like, wait, how do I tell them that I'm trying to call to buy their house? I've had that a couple of times. It's crazy. All right. Let's see. Let's call the next one. Send. Let's see here. All right, let's call. I don't know how to pronounce these names.
Hello?
Yes, hey, this is Brittany. I was the one that was connecting with you about the Leander property. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing awesome. Yep, I was just wanting to touch base with you real quick. I can drop you a link for you to be able to just get the marketing packet that I've built out for this one. Are you an Austin investor or more the Leander area? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I invested in Austin, the surrounding area.
Nice. You do you personally live there, or do you have boots on the ground for you?
Sorry?
Do you walk the properties yourself, or do you have someone like contractor walk them for you if you're not local?
No, okay. Okay, you send me the link. I'll do an assessment to see if there's reasonable equity for investment. If it does, then I will take a look. I normally don't need a contractor. I can have a pretty good sense of what you know.
Oh, nice. Perfect. Yeah, this is a good property. It's it really doesn't need much. There was actually some of the brick broken in the front by the garage that I think is just hit by their car by accident. So that's the only thing that really needs help. But this was a 2020 build, so no major issues. The inside is gorgeous. There's photos on the link for you as well, so it shows you the damage to the garage. But everything else is great. Our ARV is coming in around 1.2 million. And we're asking 951.
1.2 951.
You got it.
Okay, I'll take a look. That's not a good. So that's not a good proportion. But I'll take a look.
What's hanging you up on the proportion?
Yeah, I think. Okay. Anyway, you send me a link, so I'll take a look.
All right. We'll touch base after I drop you the link. We can connect either later tonight or tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Awesome. That guy's funny. All right. I'm gonna drop him the link, and then that will probably be the last one. But guys, if you have any questions based off of that call, I would love to connect on that one if you guys have any questions. So for me, on that call, he was basically just wanting to get off the phone. I'm surprised he even answered the phone. But what I see in times like that, I see a lot of people, they just want the link and the details real quick and then do their own due diligence. They want to have their own expectation of the property without hearing from me. That's kind of been my experience on that. So it's really funny how he was just like, yeah, just drop me the link. It's like, okay, I can do that. But I also wanted to kind of gauge him because it's important to vet your buyers, even the ones that come from like the major, platforms like Investor Lift and Investor Base. You still need to vet them. And so I was just kind of trying to keep him on the phone to ask him a couple of questions around what does he do? Does he have boots on the ground? Is he local? Those are key points for me to know whether or not he should be able to tell me, yes, I buy a lot in this area. I do this and this in this area. He should be able to tell me he flips, he holds, he does wholesales. He should be able to tell me those things. Since he didn't, it's not necessarily a red flag because there's, he's from a different country. So it sounds like, he has his own, ways of handling things. But so if you guys can hear my dogs. But anyway, it sounds like he has his own way of handling everything, and he didn't really want to discuss further. So I left him the link because I didn't have the red flags that I would have had if it was some buyer. But anyway, I hope that helps you guys. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. But guys, I would love for you to smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. I would definitely love to be able to continue to just build this network for anybody that's a wholesaler. So if you're watching this and you want to get on my buyers list, comment buyer, find me in Instagram, Facebook, all the social medias, comments, send me a DM that you're a buyer, where you buy at. If you're a wholesaler and you want a JV for us to sell your deal, drop a comment now, say JV with me, or send me a message on social media, say, hey, JV with me. But what did you guys think so far of this content? Would love to know if you guys are wanting a deal done, what states you're wanting them to be done in. Please, let me know how we can help you to get a JV done for you guys. If this, we're towards the end of the month of the first new year already. And guys, I tell you, the year or the months just tick by a lot faster than they used to. So if you're wanting to get momentum going for 2026, you're already behind. Bring them to us, bring us your deals, and we can get them going for you guys. Like I said, we've already closed and funded 7, and actually I think we closed and funded 8 as of today. So that's 8 for the month, and we're happy to help all of you guys. But this is literally what I do all day long for everybody. What you're watching right now is just what we do on a daily basis for all of our JV partners every day. We find buyers, we make the calls, we negotiate, and we move the contracts. So like I said, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, follow this content. If you have any questions, please reach out. But if you want your deal on the next week's live, guys, let me know, because we are helping all people to dispo their deals. Any properties you have right now, drop it in a chat to me, DM me. I'll take a look and see if it fits our buyer pool. But guys, I do travel full time with my family, and I close deals from anywhere. So your deal is always being worked, whether it be from me or our dispo manager or any of my other 2 business partners that we have. But as far as question goes, any specific markets that you guys are curious about? Texas is such a hot market. For us, North Carolina is a really hot market for us. Georgia is a hot market for us. Ohio, Missouri, Illinois, those are extremely hot markets right now. If I didn't say Georgia. So any questions that you guys have on those types of markets, I would love to answer any of your questions. As far as us and how we do our JV splits, guys, we are 50-50. The reason that we are is because what we do from the time you get your contract under contract and you get all of that due diligence passed over to us, you do your handoff over to us. From that point on, you can pretty much just take a back seat and enjoy the ride, because we take it from there and we make sure that we get it in, we get a market packet built out, just like you saw. We pull all of our buyers off of our platforms that we leverage. We blast all of our buyers, and then we call them immediately, just like you're seeing. And then what we do from here is once we identify a buyer, we assign a contract and we vet the buyers, as you can also hear. So we're making sure that it's not a daisy chain, that it's not going to get taken out from under us. Now, of course, it does happen. Of course, it happens. It's happened to me. We've lost some deals because the buyer went direct to seller. We can't control some of those things since we are nationwide, but it doesn't happen very often. And then from there, once it's assigned, we pass it over to our transaction coordinator, which gets title open, which gets EMD in. All of this happens within 24 hours of the assignment. And then from there, our transaction coordinator is just on top of title to stay on top of it, to make sure it closes and funds at the time that we had originally told the seller. Now, sometimes there are things that come up in title, and that's why we have to, change it, push it back, do all the things. But just know that we are working your deal nonstop. And if you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to always ask. We're always giving updates to our JV partners as well. But guys, that helps you as a JV partner to take all that time and go call sellers, get more deals under contract, and let us do the hard part of dispoing your deal. We know that is a big order to ask of you guys to just relax and let go. But we've been doing this. Our systems and processes are streamlined. We've got everything under control. And really, we have Cassie and RJ in our back pocket if things do go wrong. We know how to ask questions and reach out and get all of that taken care of. So, all right, guys, this wraps up tonight's Deal Flow Live with House of Bad. thank you guys for watching me run live dispo calls. This is, like I said, real behind the scenes of how I move deals nationwide. All right. So buyers, join the VIP list. And then wholesalers, if you want your deal on the next show, DM me, JV, let's get it sold. But guys, we go live every Tuesday at 6:15. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this content, and all of you guys have a powerful night, and let's close something.